As the calendar approaches the midpoint in December, the weather has turned very cold here across much of the northern plains and even down into the upper Midwest. Some fairly cold weather going forward, looking for that to retreat some. Not completely. I'm not promising any grand warm up here, but I think it will become at least a lot less cold. What does that do to the weather systems? Well, it's already done that. A couple of weeks ago, we were watching systems come out of the southwest bringing heavy snow. Now, the last week or so and moving forward, the systems are smaller, little clipper systems, but there are some signs in the models of perhaps a larger storm getting geared up somewhere in the midsection of the country, a little closer to the holiday. Let's get to that in a minute. First of all, the jet stream right now meandering around, allowing the cold weather to drop down. It's about to form a little bit of a ridge in the west, which will eventually form a bit of a split flow. So by the time we get to the middle of the week, the cold air will be somewhat in retreat across the northern plains. No real heat, fairly cool weather in the eastern U.S., but the absence of the really cold stuff will be noted as we head toward the end of the week. The weekend itself looking a little bit more mild, although I do suspect the cold weather will begin to come back. Now we're looking at Christmas week. I do think it will be relatively cold, probably some back and forth, but I do think we'll keep most of the sub-zero air up to the north for the second part of December. As far as precipitation goes, this week the stormy action will be along the eastern seaboard, and a lot of it rain, snow in the Great Lakes, and there looks like a narrow swath of snow down in the northern part of Dixie. Out west, it's just coastal rains and mountain snows, nothing new there. The second week, now this involves Christmas time, sometime around the holiday. I think there may be a system that comes across the northern plains, not necessarily a huge storm, but one that does bear watching depending on its timing. And the eastern part of the U.S. will have at least one, maybe two storms with rain and snow.